I'm Tiffany Watson, Director of the Edward J. Lewis II Lawyers in the Classroom Program. Thank you for joining us for the Lawyers in the Classroom Program series. Today, we'll hear from Ms. Melissa Ludington, attorney volunteer, about her experience and why she joined the Lawyers in the Classroom Program. Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you so much for having me. I actually have a different history as a lawyer in that I am a licensed clinical social worker who worked for many, many years in the child welfare system. And so I missed being around kids and helping to support kids. So that was one reason this particular program jumped out at me. But even in my prior role, one of the things that always I tried to do, particularly with our older kids, was really try to encourage some kind of civil involvement, whether it was just really thinking about voting or anything like that. And so this program really just appealed to me. We taught the Sacred Blade at the heart of it lesson. It was selected because the story actually was very relevant age-wise. I was in a 5th grade classroom, but it was also very interesting in that it was speaking to constitutional rights, but also some really localized and information that the kids were actually great at trying to interpret. Actually, a lot of what you just described, I think they had to get into groups at 3 different points and work through their problems. And it was very interesting to see how they evolved in those groups. So in the first group, they were with people that were like-minded, so to speak, and really were not easy to engage as a student group. Sort of that one spokesman came out of it. But by the end, they were in a group that all had different representing interests. And you really saw different personalities come out as they had to express their interest and come to some kind of conclusion. And that was really, really remarkable to watch that transition. So I had so much joy just being with them. I would guarantee there's a budding lawyer or two as I listened to the debates that were going on in the room. But it was really just a nice way to connect. It was a great way to rethink about some things that we probably take for granted. And I actually was really impressed with even the kinds of questions that the students asked me beyond just this case when I sort of opened it up, and just they were inquisitive about what it is like to be a lawyer, what is my work like, and I really just appreciated that opportunity as well. Well, let's see. One of my favorite things a student told me was when I asked if they knew what the Constitution was, he told me it was a very long piece of paper. And so then I asked another student I asked the class then what was the Bill of Rights, and they told me it was a smaller piece of paper. So I appreciated that that's where we started, and maybe we got into a little bit more detail by the end, but even in their evaluations, that was something that somebody wrote down, was what did you learn today? Was that the Constitution is a very long piece of paper. So maybe that means that I accomplished something.
Absolutely, you did. Absolutely. And I'm sure that they just really appreciated your presence. From your background, I'm sure that the students were extremely engaged, and I've seen those reflections, so you did an awesome job. So thank you again, Melissa, for sharing your thoughts and your experiences and we're so happy that you are part of the Lawyers in the Classroom program. To learn more about the Lawyers in the Classroom program, please go to www.chicagobar.org/chicagobar/LIC. Thank you.